Kindred is an innovative new program inspired by the connection between two real people. Meet Rose and Maria. Rose is my grandmother. She's an octogenarian, a former school teacher, a community volunteer, a gifted artist, and right now, she's a 24/7 caretaker for my ill grandfather. She's got a lot on her plate, and I know at times it can feel a bit isolating. Maria is my friend. She's South American, a mother, a wife, an engineer, and has lived in Canada for 1 year as a refugee claimant. Maria experiences a language barrier, which has made finding employment and social connection a bit difficult. Maria comes to Rose's house for weekly visits. Spending time with Rose reminds Maria of her own family, and in a way, she doesn't feel so far from home. Maria actually used to volunteer with older adults, so being able to occasionally help out Rose has improved Maria's self-esteem. Rose is a patient and experienced teacher, and is able to help Maria with ESL. Rose loves the company, conversation, and the chance to contribute, in a small way, to Maria's journey as a new Canadian. Their story is the beginning of Kindred's story. The word kindred means similar in kind or related. We often have more in common with each other than we realize, just as Rose and Maria do, even if it looks a bit different on the surface. At Kindred, our goal is to turn shared struggles into shared benefits. Many existing social service interventions for older adults and for newcomers operate in their own silos, but there seems to be considerable overlap in two important areas of need: social isolation and housing. At Kindred, we believe these two issues can be addressed in tandem. Empirical data overwhelmingly indicates that loneliness can have grave consequences on health, mental health, and independent living for adults of all ages. Inversely, social connection has been found to reduce the risk of early death by 50%. Here in Ontario, the provincial government has invested $155 million specifically for addressing social isolation among older adults. In Canada, 2016 census data indicates that over 28% of households contain just one person, which may rise as our population ages. Rising housing costs present pressing challenges for longtime owners and new renters alike. Fixed incomes, whether it be pension or social assistance, makes it difficult to afford ever-increasing property taxes, housing prices, or rents. In general, Canada's social housing system is ill-equipped for the current level of newcomer housing need, and with few alternate options, newcomer families have little choice other than to live in overcrowded and substandard accommodations. So, what exactly is Kindred? Kindred is an intergenerational co-housing program which supports older adults to welcome newcomers into their homes for 6-month terms. Kindred staff helps to match newcomer individuals or families with older adult hosts who provide safe accommodation in exchange for affordable rent and participation in daily household life. Kindred will kick off in 2019 as a 2-year pilot program in Hamilton, Ontario. Between 2011 and 2016, Hamilton welcomed 17,500 newcomers, about 3% of its current population. Hamilton also has a sizable older adult population, with 1/4 of the city being above the age of 60. Kindred's staff team, comprised of 2 social workers, will assist potential hosts and renters to formulate profiles and match partnerships together based on a number of compatibility measures. Kindred aims to set participants up for success, but the rest is up to them. Participants are encouraged to share life intentionally with one another. This could involve sharing meals, birthdays, movie nights, you name it. These everyday tasks are small, but they help to form meaningful relationships, which have the potential to ameliorate loneliness and provide some housing security to 2 populations who are particularly vulnerable in the current market. Kindred seeks to take an out-of-the-box approach to service delivery to bring about not just social outcomes, but social transformation. Conventional social service delivery is characterized by professional staff who offer services to clients, inadvertently creating a power imbalance between the helper and the helped. Kindred seeks to empower all participants, hosts, and renters to identify their strengths and to use them within the program as equals. So let's talk funding. Once newcomer participants in Ontario gain refugee status, they are entitled to a housing benefit through Ontario Works. For a family of 3, say, in Hamilton, the housing benefit is about $700. Here's how we break down the housing benefit. 70% is paid to the host for rent and utilities. 30% of the benefit is paid as a fee to the program. Fees help to cover staffing costs and host training. The program fees will provide some, but not all of our income, so Kindred will depend on some key financial partnerships to ensure financial viability. One such partner is the Hamilton Community Foundation, which provides annual grants to local programs. Kindred will seek to co-develop Hamilton's first social impact bond in partnership with First Ontario Credit Union, a company that has deep roots in Hamilton and deep commitment to giving back to the community. We can't do this alone. Kindred's operational and financial success will largely depend on some key community partners as well. Kindred will work closely with Hamilton's existing newcomer service organizations such as the Good Shepherd and Micah House. These organizations will be able to refer newcomers to our program, and in turn, we are able to provide a hopefully expanding network of affordable housing options for their clients. To engage with older adults, Kindred will establish partnerships with various faith communities, senior centers, and community programs across the city to advertise our program. How will we measure our impact? On the ground level, we will be able to monitor the success of our program through regular home visits, where staff check in with participants to provide follow-up support and conduct qualitative and financial assessments. Other outcome measures will include cost-effectiveness analyses of financial savings averted from the shelter system, as well as the costs saved by older adults who are able to remain in their homes as opposed to moving into residential care. We can also determine labor cost savings due to the addition of extra household help for older adults, as opposed to paying for services. We can analyze the social impact our program has through tools such as the UCLA Loneliness Scale, and by measuring the relative size of newcomers' social networks at different stages to monitor the development of future opportunity. We suspect that Kindred will have a broader social impact beyond just housing and social isolation. For instance, increasing the number of older adults and their families who are engaging in newcomer settlement has the potential for changes in perceptions of immigrants and refugees on a broader scale. We hope this 2-year pilot is just the beginning of building meaningful relationships across schisms of language, age, culture, and income. With your help, these divides will become smaller, and our communities can become more compassionate, affordable, and inclusive for all.